In this episode of the Funeral Report, several people gathered Clarendon in Jamaica for the Thanksgiving service for reggae superstar Cocoa Tea, who died in the United States.
Born and grow in the village of Rocky Point. None other but Cocoa Tea. Well done, Cocoa Tea. Rest in peace.
One of Cocoa Tea's sons presented the eulogy for his 65-year-old father.
I used to look forward to power cuts because this was the time my dad would tell us stories.
A tribute done on behalf of the island's entertainment minister indicates that though Cocoa Tea was big in life, he became even bigger in terms of music sales in the weeks after his death.
There has been an increase in sales of his singles and albums on the iTunes reggae charts in the United States and in the United Kingdom. His album, Reggae Anthology, hit number 2 on the album charts in America, second only to Bob Marley.
The service was attended by Shabba Ranks and many other bigwigs from the entertainment industry. Also present, the founder of Juicy Patties, who is from the same community as Cocoa Tea.
We actually grew up together, so we're sad that he has gone so early.
The fashion and venue were not the only things stylish about the occasion. So too is this standout vehicle owned by this funeral home boss.
To be serving a family for the icon Cocoa Tea, native Clarendonians, to me, I'm elated.
Cocoa Tea was killed many times by rumors even before he died.
A number of people from Cocoa Tea's childhood district of Rocky Point journeyed to the Thanksgiving service. Among them, these men who grew up with the late entertainer.
Searching in the valley all night and day.
Stay with us for details of this, the Funeral Report, right here on The Beacon, the trendsetter in funeral reporting. A reminder brought to life in the form of fashion is that it's the year 2025. Hundreds of people from all walks of life gathered at the architecturally and aesthetically alluring semi-opened venue named The Veranda, which is located at Clarendon Park, Clarendon Parish. They converged to pay homage to the late 65-year-old reggae superstar Calvin Scott, better known as Cocoa Tea.
He's the big reggae singer from Jamaica. Big legend. He done all he can. Born and grow in the village of Rocky Point. None other but Cocoa Tea. Well done, Cocoa Tea. Rest in peace.
Cocoa Tea, who died at a Florida hospital in the United States on March 11, 2025, is known for hits such as Love Me Truly, She Loves Me Now, and Holy Mount Zion, as well as this song performed at his Thanksgiving service by one of his biological brothers.
My love for you, baby, you know it's true. No matter what they say and no matter what they do, I will cry over you. It's crying time. It's crying time.
The atmosphere was friendly and saturated with reverence. Clearly a lot of effort placed into making it a stylish affair, including the glossy black casket, funeral booklets made of high-quality paper, mesmerizing floral arrangement, red carpet covering the walkway, and creative inclusion of the colors associated with the Rastafarian movement, red, gold, and green. Those colors were no doubt kept in mind when the owner of House of Wills Mortuary, Patrick Williams, brought that Chevrolet Corvette to the venue, the name and image of Cocoa Tea emblazoned on its front.
Well, it's my personal Corvette, but I chose to put Cocoa Tea's picture on it to make sure, and the lion's paw and everything, just to make it about his life, his lifestyle. As you know, he's a roots man, Lions man.
Not all about the vehicle. He's elated to have been part of a prestigious occasion that is poised to make its way into the history books.
To be serving a family for the icon Cocoa Tea, native Clarendonians, to me, I'm elated. And I give thanks, and I'm glad I was able to serve the family in the capacity which we did.
The event also turned out to be a star-studded one. pulling out several music industry movers and shakers, including Shabba Ranks, who flew in from abroad for the occasion, Wayne Wonder, Josie Wales, Charlie Chaplin, Little John, Nesbeth, Richie Stevens, and revered producer Gussie Clark.
Get on up, stand up.
There were also several attendees who came without fame, but they came with troves of memories that they had built with Cocotte. Some of them, Cocotte's relatives and childhood friends from the community of Rocky Point in Clarendon, where the late superstar originally is from.
And leave and don't make with me. It was everyone in the district idolizing. So why need him to go away? It must make me feel clear.
I miss the real G. A long time I man there for. We got shoot the fan. A little bit. You understand? And we love dance and so the man is greatest freestyle singer when it comes to singing. Man is greatest freestyle singer. You see me I say, yeah man, I have a sound man. We love kill the sound supposed to Mr. General.
We both born and grow in the same community. We grow together. We eat together. We drink together. Only thing we don't sleep together.
Another attendee from Cocotte's native Rocky Point community is venerable businessman Juki Chin, founder of Juicy Patties, which owns the venue where the Thanksgiving service was held.
We actually grew up together. So, I mean, we're sad that he has gone so early.
Searching for my baby, and I don't know where she's gone. So what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna say, I need her so. I'm Mr. Rastaman, no vote for the DEA coming. It's kind of nagging GT, neither the CIA.
One of the standout images from the Thanksgiving service that is likely to be etched in one's mind for a long time is that man who was observed constantly waving the Rastafarian flag on and off stage.
Well, this flag here, it's an emblem that represents the Haile Selassie, Jah, Rastafari, Royal Ethiopian Judah Coptic Church. And I am the royal priest of that church.
Rastafarian priest Wesley Kelly said he traveled several miles from St. Anne to show his last respects to Cocotte, whom he knew personally.
So traveling with this flag, it is to pay my condolence as the priest for this church and as a Rastafari son. I know him take up this journey from a young man, and he was a staunch agitator for even the way they treat us within the ganja, you see. So I have to represent the church here today.
Cocotte's brother Gilbert Scott, in an interview with The Beacon, said their parents are Sylvia Peart and Ranford Scott. He recalled his mother having 7 children, 4 sons and 3 daughters, all of whom grew up at Rocky Point. Like Cocotte, he attended Galilee Basic School, Salt Savannah Primary, as well as Bustamante Secondary, which has been renamed Bustamante High. He said Cocotte was academically inclined.
He had an excellent brain. His brain was very quick. I oftentimes say it's because he did not get, we didn't have the opportunity because, our father wasn't the man that, support his family as he should. He and our mother was separated, and so it was just left to my mom alone. And so, we didn't have it for him to, pursue his education any further. So it actually stopped at that Bustamante Secondary.
Cocotte's son, Shaquille Scott, who presented the eulogy, indicated that his dad did odd jobs after leaving secondary school.
Before becoming the Cocotte, he tried his hand at many odd jobs to help his mother put food on the table. He did masonry, fishing, and probably because of his ideal stature, tried out at Caymanas Park to become a racehorse jockey. He sustained numerous falls as a jockey and had to wheel and come again, and then settled for some time as a groom instead. He embraced this position with his usual determination and would sleep in his stables with the other stable hands. He would sing for them at night, as his love for singing was always present. One day he was told by a trainer that he was different from the others and that he did not belong there. The trainer must have seen the same potential that Sada did, So he returned to Rocky Point and tried his hand as a fisherman. This too only lasted for a time, but he never gave up on his love for racehorse and would later become an owner and breeder. He won multiple races, including the 103rd Jamaican Derby in 2003.
He further stated that his father was passionate about music since childhood.
As a child, my father was beloved by all, especially older people, because of his wittiness, his care and compassion, but mostly because of his melodious voice. Around 6 years old, he fashioned his own sound system from leftover 2x4 that were used to make roofs. He used bottle corks and nailed them on the board as a control for the volume. And then he used fish line as the electric wire and the bottle as his mic. He would sing all day and would only take breaks to eat. His talent and charisma was such that he attracted older, more mature and talented musicians who were drawn to this young prodigy. Among them was Roy Messam, who wrote one of his first songs, Searching in the Hills. Other known musicians of that time, such as Frederick Wright, Gladstone Moody, aka Congo, would play and allow my father to be their lead singer despite his young age.
I remember the first time when the song was aired on RGR. It was RGR. The first song that was recorded by Kokoti was aired. It was aired on RGR. I'm listening to them saying that he was about 15 or some say 14. But listen to me, my brother. Kokoti was 12 plus, going into 13. And I remember the morning when the song was played by Mary Gart. She was the one who played the song in the morning.
His first alias as a singer was Calliope. Now, one question I know must be on some of your minds is, how did he get the name Kokoti? There are many legends and folktales about how he got the name. However, I have some trusted sources who told me that a Miss Lou Stevens is credited for giving him that name. One evening, while he was in Portland Cottage, he told his mother he fell for some hot cocoa tea. Miss Lou teased him about it, and the name caught on and stuck.
Opposition spokesperson on culture, Deborah Hickling Gordon, who recalled interacting with Kokoti when she was an entertainment journalist, told the gathering that the late entertainer's music is known to convey profound messages.
I watched him and came to conclude that as modest and salt of the earth as he was not just a singer. He was a seer, a vessel through which messages of truth, unity, love, and resistance were poured. He was determined to be the conscience, the catalyst, the conduit of all that is positive and hopeful. Kokoti was the embodiment of culture, but not necessarily in the way that we may readily think. The study of culture tells that culture is where meaning meets power, and all his work resided in the crossroads of meaning and power. He stood firmly in his power and chose to use it to bring light. His work was political. Let there be absolutely no issue about that. It was political, but not in the partisan sense.
Entertainment Minister Olivia Babsy-Grange was absent, but in a speech read on her behalf, she acknowledged Kokoti's substantial contribution to reggae music.
The news of Kokoti's transition has made headlines around the world and has been featured on international networks such as the BBC in the United Kingdom. Of note is the fact that there has been an increase in sales of his singles and albums on the iTunes reggae charts in the United States and in the United Kingdom. His album, Reggae Anthology, hit number 2 on the album charts in America, second only to Bob Marley. It's quite impressive. And the album crossed over to number 67 on the iTunes all-genre album charts in the UK. Several of his singles have also hit the top 10 iTunes USA Reggae Singles chart, including She Loves Me Now, Tune In, and 18 and Over. The world is saluting this musical icon.
Kokoti was also lauded for the effort he exerted in helping to mold younger artists, including the Grammy Award-winning Koffee, who was not in attendance.
Jah is my guide from the pestilence of darkness. So whom shall I fear? He is my protection from the vampires of hell.
Cocotee's life was not all about music, fishing and horse racing. He also was a father of 8 children, some of them occupying those seats shown in the video now on your screen. His wife Malvia wearing the white blouse there in the front seat.
He was succeeded by 8 children: Rasheen, Calvin Jr., Yakisha, myself, along with Jared, Tashana, Jamari, and Kelvin. He was also married to my mother, who he pursued for an extended period before she finally gave in. Now, I did not know who Cocotee really was when I was a child. My earliest memories were that this was a man I called Pops. He taught me to tie my shoelace, play football, and ride a bicycle. Sorry. I used to look forward to power cuts because this was the time my dad would tell us stories. He was the best storyteller that ever lived. We would grab candles and flashlights, and my father would keep us enthralled for hours.
Throughout his life, Cocotee on different occasions was rumored to be dead. His brother Gilbert and some of his colleagues in the music industry record him recuperating after being bravely ill on numerous occasions.
Cocotee was killed many times by rumors even before he died.
Pick him up, you licking down, him bounce right back. But I'm a hard man for dead. So many times I heard that he died, you know. But finally, when I got the news, it was the 11th of March. That's my same niece, Yakisha, who called me and told me that Daddy gone. I felt it so much.
Cocotee's family said he struggled with different illnesses, including lymphoma, with which he was diagnosed in 2019. In recent times, he was confirmed to have pneumonia. In a booklet distributed at the Thanksgiving service, an article claimed that Cocotee shunned diagnoses and assistance from trained medical doctors. Instead, he, in some cases, opted for alternative medicines such as herbal remedies.
My father was not one to follow doctor's orders, as his health path approved. But if any one of us children even sneezed, he would order us to go to the doctor immediately.
At the end of the Thanksgiving service, the casket that was on display was removed from the venue. At no point was it opened to facilitate viewing. The House of Wills hearse shown there carrying the casket from the Clarendon Park venue. Up to publication time, the bereaved family had not addressed widespread speculation over whether or not Cocotee's body was actually brought into Jamaica. One of the late entertainer's brothers told the Beacon that he was informed that the entertainer would have been cremated, but he was not sure if that was done ahead of the Thanksgiving service here on the island. Reporting from Clarendon, I'm Horace Mills for the Jamaica Beacon.